You are a Roman soldier posted outside a sealed room in Alexandria. Behind that door is Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt, Pharaoh, the last ruler of a dynasty 3 centuries old, the most dangerous woman in the known world. She has been in there for 7 days. You hear her sometimes, not crying, not begging, just quiet footsteps across stone, and occasionally her voice, calm, deliberate, speaking as though someone is listening, but the room is empty. She is completely alone. Before this goes any further, you need to understand something. Almost everything you know about how Cleopatra died is false. The snake in the basket of figs, almost certainly invented. The peaceful death surrounded by loyal handmaidens. Constructed mythology. What actually happened between August 1st and August 12th, 30 BCE, was something far colder and far more revealing. This is not a story about a woman who chose death. It is a story about a 10-day psychological operation designed to break the last pharaoh of Egypt before she was permitted to die. The question isn't how Cleopatra died. It's why Octavian needed her death to look a very specific way, and why he needed 10 days to engineer it. August 1st, Mark Antony was dying at the base of Cleopatra's tomb. Moments earlier, he had driven a sword into himself after being told she was already dead. She wasn't. She had barricaded herself inside a fortified stone mausoleum near the temple of Isis. The walls were thick, the doors reinforced. There was no ground-level entrance. When Antony's men begged her to open the doors, she refused. Octavian's army was already approaching. Instead, ropes were lowered from an upper opening. A dying Antony was hauled upward through the wall, blood running down the stone beneath him. He died in Cleopatra's arms. His final words would be remembered for centuries, but Cleopatra had no such luxury. Octavian's soldiers entered through the same opening. They seized her before she could reach the blade hidden in her clothing. She screamed at them, "You will not take me to Rome. Kill me now." The soldiers had one order: keep her alive. They brought her to the palace, locked her inside a guarded chamber, and that was the moment the real operation began. Octavian had won the war. But victory alone wasn't enough. Rome had just endured years of Romans killing Romans. That story needed rewriting. The conflict had to become something simpler, something cleaner. A war against a foreign queen, a dangerous woman from the East, a seductress who had corrupted Roman heroes. There was only one problem. Cleopatra wasn't the caricature Octavian needed. She spoke 9 languages, negotiated with senators, lived in Rome itself. People who had met her knew she wasn't a barbarian. She was intelligent, cultured, dangerously capable. Complicated enemies don't make effective propaganda. Octavian needed to turn Cleopatra into a symbol, and he needed her alive long enough to parade her through Rome. Cleopatra understood exactly what awaited her. She had seen it before. Years earlier, she watched Julius Caesar parade Vercingetorix through the streets of Rome. A defeated king displayed as a trophy, then executed. She knew the formula, and she knew she was next. The room chosen for her imprisonment was no accident. 2nd floor, 1 door, 1 narrow window, guards at all hours, every sharp object removed, her clothing searched daily. But physical imprisonment was only the beginning. Octavian needed something more. He needed to make her choose life. She had 4 children, Caesarion, and 3 younger children with Antony. All of them were separated from her immediately. On August 2nd, a message arrived. Your children are safe. Their future depends on your cooperation. The meaning was clear, especially where Caesarion was concerned. Because Caesarion wasn't just Cleopatra's son, he was Julius Caesar's son, a living threat to Octavian's legitimacy. If Cleopatra resisted, Caesarion would die. If she cooperated, perhaps he would live. Octavian had found her weakest point. For 4 days, the pressure intensified. Architects entered her chamber carrying measuring rods and wax tablets. They measured her height, her shoulders, her frame. Cleopatra finally asked what they were doing. One replied without looking up, preparing for Caesar's triumph. The display must fit your dimensions. Every measurement was a reminder. Every note taken another humiliation. Each evening after the architects left, new reports arrived about her children. Caesarean asking for her. The younger children frightened and confused. The pattern was deliberate. Push her toward despair. Pull her back with hope. Keep her suspended between the two, never allowing either side to win. By August 7th, Cleopatra stopped eating. Octavian did not force food into her. Instead, he brought Caesarean. The meeting lasted only moments. Guards watched every second. But it was enough. Please eat. Please take care of yourself. I need you. Then he was taken away. That night, Cleopatra ate. The operation was working. The threat was no longer theoretical. It now had a face, a voice, a son asking for his mother. On August 8th, Octavian came personally. He offered what appeared to be mercy. Walk through Rome willingly, not in chains. Keep some measure of dignity. In return, your children will live, including Caesarean. 3 days to decide. Then we sail. It sounded reasonable. It sounded humane. It was neither. Caesarean's fate had likely already been decided. But Cleopatra didn't know that. And for 3 days, she lived between hope and despair. Then came August 11th. Something changed. Perhaps a careless remark from a guard. Perhaps a secret message from a loyal servant. Or perhaps Cleopatra simply understood men like Octavian too well. However it happened, she realized the truth. Caesarean was never going to survive. The negotiations had always been theater. Her cooperation would change nothing. She requested one final privilege, a visit to Antony's tomb. Octavian agreed. Under heavy guard, she was escorted there. She prayed, made offerings, honored the man she had loved. What the soldiers did not notice was far more important. Somewhere within that tomb, Cleopatra recovered something hidden days earlier, a small vial, concealed within the folds of her clothing. When she returned, she requested a meal, fresh figs from the market. The guards inspected the basket. They found nothing suspicious. The famous snake story would be born later, but the evidence doesn't fit. The symptoms don't match. The timeline doesn't work. The far more likely explanation is simpler. The poison had already been prepared, and now it was back in her possession. August 12th. The guards heard nothing during the night. No screams, no struggle, no final plea. When they opened the door, Cleopatra was lying on a gilded couch, dressed in full royal regalia, crown, robes, the symbols of a pharaoh, everything arranged with deliberate precision. At her feet lay Iris, dead. Nearby, Charmian was still alive, barely, using her final strength to adjust Cleopatra's crown. A guard asked her a question. Was this well done? Charmian answered. Extremely well, entirely fitting for one descended from so many kings. Then she died. Cleopatra was 39 years old. For 10 days, Octavian had operated a machine. He weaponized her love for her children, measured her for humiliation, offered hope he never intended to honor, and it almost worked. Almost. But in the end, Cleopatra chose the final image the world would see. Not a prisoner, not a trophy, a queen. Octavian was forced to improvise. Instead of displaying Cleopatra herself, he paraded an effigy through Rome, a statue with a serpent on its arm. The crowd saw what he wanted them to see, and the story endured. The snake became legend. The legend survived for more than 2,000 years. Caesarean was executed weeks later, 17 years old. Octavian got everything: Egypt, power, the narrative, the elimination of every rival. Cleopatra gained only one thing: the manner in which she died. Whether that was enough is a question history still cannot answer.